What's up YouTube, it's Michael and welcome to the next Fallout New Vegas build on FudgeMuppet. A huge thanks to everyone who tuned into our last Fallout build, the Pragmatist, and today I'll be taking you through our next build, the Builder. The Builder is a funny build to play throughout the game and it pays off majorly once you get your endgame gear. In terms of DLC, you will need it for the nail gun you're using, and of course the courier's stash will help early on, allowing you to get all kinds of explosives and guns. The Builder originates from the lovely lands of Junktown and has spent most of his life doing construction work in the area. He also used to play with locks in his spare time if he was bored, and absolutely loved any work that allowed him to blow stuff up and get paid for it. The Builder is an admirer of all architecture, and often in Junktown he would just sit and daydream, thinking of all the things he could turn it into. A mega mall, a giant casino, an amusement park for families. He had unlimited ambition and energy, but unfortunately for him, he knew he didn't have the resources or authority for such drastic changes. As the Builder grew older, he found himself in a bit of a midlife crisis. He realized he had spent too much of his life seeing too little. Eventually, the Builder left Junktown to go to New Vegas. He wanted to see the Lucky 38 and marvel at more modern and luxury-based construction. He went to Prim and got a job as a courier so he could witness more monumental feats of engineering. Unfortunately, as we know, he was shot in the head. That is where your story begins. Looking at start game variables, we'll start with attributes. So the Builder is going to start off with 4 strength, 5 perception, 10 endurance, 5 charisma, 4 intelligence, 6 agility, and 6 luck. Surprisingly, after being shot in the head, the Builder is as tough as ever. Definitely helps that he was wearing his construction hat, but he's not quite sure where that went. He'll have to find a new one. His strength has dwindled a tiny bit, but he still seems to be quicker than the average Joe. He's also sorta lucky still, especially considering he's alive. The tag skills selected at the start of the game are guns, explosive, and repair, and these are also the major skills, especially repair. The minor skill is simply Lockpick, and this is based off the Builder's knowledge of how things are built and structured. It's also of course because he's done some work with locks before, and while he's not the most intelligent, he knows about his craft and things to do with it. Guns will be to fire your nail gun, which you will certainly treasure after you find it, and explosives to hurl dynamite and whatever else you may have. Repair will be of course to keep all your gear in great condition, and fits in with the role-playing of the Builder perfectly. The traits being used by the Builder are Wild Wasteland and Fast Shot. Wild Wasteland will make your playthrough prone to all kinds of fun and wacky circumstances, and Fast Shot is going to make you shoot incredibly fast. 20% faster in fact, and it also reduces AP costs by 20%. Now when we look at the endgame gear, you see why this is so great. The H&H Tools nail gun from the Lonesome Road DLC is the main weapon you'll want, and this has the fastest fire rate of any one-handed gun in the game. Fast Shot will make this even quicker, and remember it's not a long-range gun anyway, so a lack of accuracy won't impact it too heavily. This gun is very powerful, and of course being a nail gun, it uses nails for ammunition. These nails can be crafted very easily using scrap metal. One piece of scrap metal makes you 5 nails, so remember to get all the scrap metal you can. The gun is also semi-silenced, meaning that you can actually use it for some stealthy kills. Your armor is the Gannon family Tesla armor, and you get this by completing Arcade's quest and telling him to help the followers of the apocalypse. You'll also of course want your construction hat, which is the keystone to this build's aesthetics. When it comes to the explosives skill, dynamite will be a favorite and is abundant throughout the Wasteland, as many of you know. We also recommend using satchel charges, which sort of fit in with the whole construction theme of the build. At level 30, you're still going to have 4 strength, 5 perception, 10 endurance, 5 charisma, 4 intelligence, 6 agility, and 6 luck. From here you can choose whatever implants you want, and if you can afford it, you should get as many as possible. Your endurance allows it. The essential perks for the Builder are jury rigging, hit the deck, splash damage, and Demolitions Expert. For Demolitions Expert, you're going to want all 3 ranks for an additional 60% caused by your explosives. Jury rigging is extremely helpful, letting you repair your gear with roughly similar items, and splash damage increases the range of your explosives by 25%. Finally, Hit the Deck gives you 25 extra points of damage threshold against explosives damage, and this includes your own explosive damage. When it comes to the main storyline, the builder will side with House. After House's proposition, the builder knows that if House can secure New Vegas, he can probably work on plenty of casinos and new attractions to be constructed. He would want to be part of a new beacon of civilization. He also knows that a Securitron army would help him maintain order as he rebuilds New Vegas. In terms of companions, the builder will of course have Arcade Gannon at some points because you will need to do his quest. Personally, I think Rex goes quite nicely with this build. And that wraps up part 1 of this week's build, The Builder. Remember again to tune in for part 2 to hear and see exactly how to level up the build all the way to level 30, talking about skill allocation, all the perks and other bits and pieces. Especially subscribe if you want to see Fallout 4 builds, because we'll be all over that. We hope you did thoroughly enjoy this video, and if you do like Fallout discussion and content, I'm going to leave a link in the description to a website called the Tamriel Vault. On this site you'll find plenty of Fallout 4 content at the moment, and it's a great place for discussion with people as excited for the game as you. My name is Michael, this was the final New Vegas build for now as we focus on some more quality content like our top 10 coming extremely soon, and I will see you soon with more videos.